Respiratory system. The respiratory system is a complex network of organs and tissues responsible for the exchange of gases, primarily oxygen and carbon dioxide, between the body and the external environment. Its main function is to facilitate the intake of oxygen and the removal of carbon dioxide from the body to support cellular respiration, a crucial process that generates energy for the body's various functions. Here's a detailed explanation of the components and functions of the respiratory system. Nasal cavity and mouth. Air enters the respiratory system through the nostrils, nares, of the nose or the mouth. The nasal cavity contains specialized structures like cilia, hair-like structures, and mucus-producing cells that help filter, humidify, and warm incoming air. This helps protect the delicate tissues of the respiratory tract and optimize the conditions for gas exchange. Pharynx. The nasal cavity and mouth lead to the pharynx, which serves as a common passage for both air and food. The epiglottis, a flap-like structure, prevents food from entering the airway by covering the opening of the trachea during swallowing. Larynx. The larynx, commonly known as the voice box, contains the vocal cords and plays a crucial role in speech production and preventing foreign particles from entering the lower respiratory tract. Trachea. The trachea, or windpipe, is a tube composed of cartilage rings that provide structural support. It transports air from the larynx to the lungs. The trachea branches into two main tubes called bronchi, which lead to the left and right lungs. Bronchi and bronchioles. The bronchi further divide into smaller bronchioles, which continue branching into even smaller tubes throughout the lungs. The bronchioles are surrounded by smooth muscle that can contract or relax, controlling the flow of air into the alveoli, air sacs. Alveoli. The alveoli are tiny, grape-like structures at the ends of bronchioles where the actual gas exchange occurs. Each lung contains millions of alveoli. The walls of alveoli are thin and surrounded by capillaries, allowing oxygen from inhaled air to diffuse into the bloodstream and carbon dioxide to diffuse out of the bloodstream into the alveoli for exhalation. Lungs. The lungs are the primary organs of the respiratory system and are located within the thoracic cavity, protected by the ribcage. The left lung has 2 lobes, while the right lung has 3, accommodating the heart's position. The lungs expand and contract during breathing. Diaphragm and intercostal muscles. Breathing is facilitated by the diaphragm, a dome-shaped muscle located below the lungs, and the intercostal muscles situated between the ribs. During inhalation, the diaphragm contracts and moves downward, while the intercostal muscles lift the ribcage, increasing the lung volume and decreasing pressure inside the lungs. This causes air to rush in. During exhalation, the diaphragm and intercostal muscles relax, reducing lung volume and increasing pressure, causing air to be expelled. Respiratory control centers. Breathing is regulated by the respiratory control centers in the brainstem. The medulla oblongata and pons monitor the levels of oxygen, carbon dioxide, and pH in the blood and adjust the rate and depth of breathing accordingly. Gas exchange and transport. In the alveoli, oxygen diffuses across the alveolar walls into the bloodstream, binding to hemoglobin in red blood cells for transport to body tissues. Simultaneously, carbon dioxide, a waste product of cellular metabolism, diffuses from the bloodstream into the alveoli to be exhaled. Overall, the respiratory system's intricate design ensures efficient gas exchange, maintaining a balance of oxygen and carbon dioxide levels in the body to support cellular functions and maintain overall health.